This
let's say
conference will now be recorded.
you go to shortcuts again. This entire image section, this styling, the file scripts and everything, every document that has been uploaded which can be downloaded by the end user, all those things is content. And in most basic terms, or in most basic way, AEM will give you a easier and a faster way to reach your customers by quickly modifying your content and managing it with a lot of built-in features into AEM. And there is a very AEM is very easy to use, because of which it got popularity, like huge popularity in the market. And all these things we'll see, but let's first start the installation, so that will take time. So you have two options to run your AEM instance, and those options are: first, you can use command line, and you can type this command, which is java -jar, and then after that you can type the quick start folder, name of your folder, name of the jar file, and on which port you want this jar to be running. That's one way, and Java will do everything for you. And the second way is renaming it. Okay, so you can rename this jar file. So let's rename it to CQ hyphen author hyphen port number on which we want this to be running. This is the rule that you have to follow. The jar file must, like, again, it's not mandatory anymore, but earlier this was in 6.4 versions, it was mandatory. So you can rename it with anything else, but just follow this entire process. CQ, and then you have to define whether it's an author or it's an publisher, and on which port number, again -p, and after that port number defines on which port number your file is going to run. In my case, my default port is 4502, so I'll be running it over here. I'm going to use the second method, that is renaming the file and double clicking on it. So as soon as I double click, within few seconds, I'll see a pop-up which has been opened like this. And what is happening in the background is, it created one folder, and whatever files which are present in this jar file, it is extracting them from this jar and putting it inside this folders according to the logic that has been written or that is present inside this jar file. And the use of this license will come into picture soon. Now this is getting started, and it will take like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and eventually it might take even a bit longer than that in some systems which are a little bit slow. In my case, it takes 6 to 7 minutes to build a new AEM instance. And this is a very fresh AEM instance. Let's see. Another thing that is possible over here is you have something called as run modes. You have run modes over here. So you have basically in AEM you have two run modes. One is author and another one is publisher. Both would be running in two different mode, like author plus sample content or author plus no sample content. It's either publisher plus sample content or it's publisher plus no sample content. So at one particular time, your AEM will either be running in author with sample content or without sample content, or publisher with sample content or without sample content. Default is author plus sample content. So when the sample content is given, what it does is it adds one project for you. That project is something which is given to us by Adobe. Okay, that project contains all the components, few features, few things which Adobe wanted to showcase that these are the capabilities or these are the things that you can use. In 6.5, the name of that project is VRetail. Let's see where has it reached. Okay. So give it a couple of minutes. By the time this is happening, let me tell you one more thing. Since my port number is 4502, so right now if I hit localhost 4502, I'm getting an HTTP error. That problem is accessing something something. But if I hit another port number on which nothing is happening, let's say 4508, it will eventually load and it will time out that it cannot be reached. There's no local host listening. So first difference you will see if your AEM is actually working properly or starting properly in the port number, everything is correct, is that this error and this error is completely different. Now, when this is getting loaded, the first console or the first interface that gets loaded is this one, system console bundles. These, I'll explain it. What it does is it has some backend jar files which it is initializing and it is starting. Right now, as you see, this is the one which we are interested in while the AEM is getting started. So you see there are 424 bundles which are in installed state and only 150 bundles which are in active state out of 579 bundles. So if you keep on refreshing this page, the number of bundles which are in installed state should keep on changing. And if you, even after multiple refreshes and this is not changing, so there are high chances that your AEM is stuck. So next, the starting process is stuck. So next step in debugging or in finding out whether AEM needs a restart again or everything is fine is go to the CRX quick start folder where you say AEM is starting, go to logs, search for error log, and you open it with Notepad++. Just move between the windows and it should show you this reload message. Okay, so if it, let me delete the logs again, move it, it's entering something, right? Which means something is being done in the background, even though nothing is reflected over here. But if entries are being in a log file, I know that AEM is working in the background and doing things. And these entries are not related to the errors. These are just information messages, you see. So that's why I'm pretty sure that nothing wrong has happened to my AEM instance. There's just background processing which is going on. So we'll have to again wait for this number to start increasing and these numbers to start decreasing, maybe reaching the zero or as low as possible. Okay. Okay, so it is still doing things. Since I'm starting this or I'm creating this AEM instance for the first time, this much time is bound to happen. By the time this is going on, do you have any questions for me? Anything you want to ask? Anything you want to discuss?
Ashish, as you have shown, there is a license file is involved. Is there any time frame like is it active for 1 year or is it there is no limit?
Yeah. So for that, as I mentioned, once I get your email IDs, I will map the license file to your emails so
Okay,
that you can use it on your systems.
okay. So there is
Okay.
no time bound, right? Like I mean to say,
No, no,
within
yeah, it won't be time bound. It would be like lifetime access kind of thing.
sounds good.
Hopefully, number would have changed by now. No, yeah. So things are happening. Let's see how long